Yeah.
Hey, you sexy cutie patooties.
Oh,
This
fuck
is
me.
Dan and Tani. Welcome to the frying pan. We'll talk about day to day life, some good old pop culture, philosophy, anything gets the ball rolling. We're just lifelong friends that love to chat. Thanks for coming along for the ride. You like that? I
Uh,
say we use
I
that
think
one.
I think I have to go and get rid of my heart on now.
That's how we started off. Fuck it, we're leaving it like that. That's it. That's the one.
Negative,
Nope, that's the one.
negative,
That's the one.
negative,
That's the one.
negative,
Bobby, it's the one.
negative. That's not the one. That's
It
not the
is the
move.
one.
It's not the move, Dan. All
All right,
right.
buddy. Start it off.
Hello, people. This is Dan and Donnie, and welcome to our podcast. We'll talk about day-to-day life, some good old pop culture, philosophy, anything that can get the ball rolling. We're just lifelong friends that love to chat. Thanks for coming along for the ride.
Thanks, Donnie. Now, this episode is brought to you by no one. Absolutely no one. But it could be you. If you want to get in touch with us, you can email us at inthepanpodcast.com, or not .com, but at gmail.com. How do I fuck it
Uh,
up already, Bobby? How do I fuck it up already?
it's all good. It's all good. That's what episode 0 is about.
You're right.
And
This is
as people may have heard, the whole frying pan theme we got going on. So yes, the podcast is called The Frying Pan, or any alliteration of it. And yeah, that's something that goes way back for us, and we're hoping to bring you all in on it.
enlighten me, Donnie. Give me the scoop. Let me know where it started. I gotta know.
Well, originally, back when we were all toxic high schoolers,
Yeah, we sucked.
it was it was just a constant flame. And really, it was just a fry fest. You know, this was back when people would get roasted, and it wasn't roasted that you said, it was fry. So, you know, change the name to the Discord, to the frying pan, and then to the fire. You know, because out of the frying pan into the fire, you know, that's just kind of how I subtly hinted towards the drama that was currently going on.
The rebirth.
Exactly. You know, it was, it just was a passive aggressive way of saying that we were all horrible people at the time.
Us passive aggressive? No way.
No, not at all.
No, we were
But
bad.
the name kind of just stuck. You know, it's been going strong for a few years now.
Hey, I like it. I wasn't even back then in the beginning, but I'm here now,
You are
and
here now,
it's sad.
and
I should
look
have
at that.
left.
And oh no,
Oh no.
oh
Oh
no.
no.
Um, yeah. All right, so you guys get the general idea. In that case, Dan, do you have anything you want to talk about today?
Yes, in fact, Donnie, I would love to talk about how Shaun White hates Special Olympics.
Okay,
He
hold
hate.
on. Stop. I don't think so. Dan, what did you want to talk about today for our viewers on this glorious episode 1?
Well, seeing how it's that time of the year, I think I want to talk about everybody, if they're of age, to go out there and vote for
Voting.
this year.
All right. That's actually a really good thing, you know, voters awareness. I doubt this will come out by voting day,
Oh, this is, bro. Whew. You kidding me?
but but
Okay.
for the sake of it, it is an important topic, you know. Vote in your local elections. It's when it matters, truly, you know.
Hey, if you think you're that one vote that's not going to count, you just got to remember, nobody thought that racehorse was going to win the Triple Crown, and you know what he did? He won the Triple Crown, and it
You
was
know,
everyone was
with
there.
that in mind, with
It's
that in mind.
it's related. The horses, I think horses should be able to vote, to be honest. But
Okay. So back to that though. You said if you think your vote doesn't count. Well, see, that's something in psychology called learned helplessness. You
ooh,
don't want that because if people kept applying that logic, maybe it will go down to just one vote that really counts.
Bobby, I want
No.
you to elaborate and enlighten me a little more on what you just said.
About learned helplessness.
Learned helplessness. Give me the book definition. Give me the rundown.
So learned helplessness, it's a condition in which a person suffers from a sense of powerlessness arising from a traumatic event or persistent failure to succeed, or essentially just the constant mindset that it doesn't matter.
I think I
It's what people think is like the root cause or an underlying cause of depression.
well, Donnie, I think you're onto something there. Don't know what you're onto, but it sounded really good. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
I was on board.
My senior year psych class is really kicking in.
No, that's good to
I am
know.
fully qualified to talk about this.
I dropped out in the seventh grade, so I have no idea what you're talking about. But let me tell you something. If you ask me to sell you heroin, I could probably sell you heroin. Don't want that one in? Is that too far?
Mm,
Not a
yeah,
fan? Not a fan of
I
that
think
one?
I think we've strayed a little too far, to be honest.
I think we're right on track. This podcast is actually about how I can, what's the word I want to use? Mass
You're being
produce,
very
mass produce my drug empire.
you
And
are being very edgy.
I think the best way to do so is by going through probably iTunes. I think a lot of millennials use iTunes. And actually, I'd probably go for Spotify.
Now, how do you think you could sell drugs through Spotify, though?
You see, I mask it and if I use like code words, like if I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
I'm starting up my chip empire and my favorite product is salt and vinegar chips, but in reality it's meth. But they won't know that.
Okay, but how are people gonna know what you mean, though?
Come on. If you're in the
Come,
know, you
come on.
know. If you're in the know, you know.
I, all I'm saying is I'm poking holes in your empire, dude.
I'm just it's not my fault that my ship is actually a floaty device and it's not really keeping me afloat yet. But if you give me 5 to 10 years, I got a business plan, I got people on the line, it's
Well,
gonna
hey,
work.
man, every good drug empire starts small
You're right. Just like
and
your
works its
dreams.
way up to the big ones.
You can't start
What was
off
that?
being the best.
What was that movie with Tom Cruise where he was a drug runner?
Um
American Made.
oh
American Made.
uh I don't think I ever saw that one.
We did. We saw it together, actually.
Did we? Fucking when?
We when it came out in theaters.
How long ago was this? Oh wait, no,
Mm,
that's the one where he's flying planes and he's like on both sides.
yep.
I'm gonna be
Yep,
honest,
Ernie.
that movie was terrible.
Honestly, the ending just made me feel like a big waste of time. I
It
get it was supposed to be realistic, but it wasn't the kind of realism I wanted.
it was funny because I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about that, and I couldn't for the life of me remember what the movie was. So I was just like, "Oh, it was the one me and Bobby Jordan were there. Um, there's a plane. Tom Cruise was there, I think." And then it started sounding like a fever dream, and I was
Yeah,
like,
honestly, the movie was good in a sense, but you always expected it to pick up into a Tom Cruise action role esque, but it really never did.
"That's what you always hope for." Every time I
Like I
see
think,
Tom Cruise and he's not hurting himself in Mission Impossible, I'm just like, "What are you doing, Chief?"
yeah,
If we want to talk about great movies,
great movies.
Kingsman: The Golden Circle is not one of them.
I have to disagree. Now, for
Ye-
the viewers at home, we watched this over the weekend, and Dan happened to fall asleep in the middle of it.
I,
Perhaps it was because of some substance abuse. Who knows?
dude,
But the
it's
thing is, it was actually a good movie. It was a fun watch. The cinematography was beautiful,
all right. If that
but he was not awake to witness any of it.
if that's your standing point, can we talk about Mandy? Because I was asleep for that was my second time watching it, but I was basically asleep the whole movie, but I felt like even though my eyes were closed, I was seeing everything.
Dan, Mandy was like I just dropped acid and was trying to see through like someone else's eyes.
Dude,
Okay, it
that's the
just felt
goal.
wrong.
That was the goal.
I was sitting there and felt like I was just seeing something I shouldn't be seeing. It's kind of like when you walked in on like your older parents or older siblings watching like the old Mad Maxes or something, and it just seemed wrong.
Oh, I thought you were
I don't
going
know.
I
I
thought you were
could be
going a
the
different direction.
or like Road Warrior. When I was a kid, I always felt wrong watching those. They just felt way too gruesome or
Yeah.
just way too out there.
Or it was like when you're watching like How I Met Your Mother, and then there's like a not really like a softcore sex scene, and you're like, oh, I I can't look at this.
Yeah, it's just something that like it feels wrong to watch for some reason. That was Mandy for me. And
Yeah,
if you liked Mandy, good for you, but I don't understand you. but
Yeah.
I'd like to.
Well, I think if you like, yeah, if you're gonna watch Mandy, it's got to be at like at least 6. I think 6 is the latest you can watch it, depending on what time you go to bed.
Honestly, we could have watched that movie at any time, under any form of substance, any form of head clarity, and I still wouldn't have been able to wrap my head around it. But let me tell you this, Nicolas Cage, he did okay in it. He did okay.
Dude, I can't unsee Nicolas Cage as the B guy, but in that movie he just fucking did it. I was like, that's not Nicolas Cage.
See, I cannot stop seeing Nicolas Cage as just Ghost Rider, and it was like the worst movie of all time.
Dude, fucking
No,
go.
it's not even that bad, but just having Nicolas Cage as Ghost Rider, it just felt like it shouldn't have happened in the
I
first place. Like,
forgot
who was in
Nicolas
charge of
Cage.
casting that movie?
I forgot Nicolas Cage was Ghost Rider. That fucking hurts.
Honestly, like, when did that movie come out? Freaking,
That had to be like '05. Google that.
do you think?
Hey, hey,
It
Steven.
was 2007. 2007.
Oh, we're gonna get Steven on the case here. He does most of our Googling. Just give him a minute.
Yeah,
Steven, what do you got?
2007. Yeah, he said 2007.
All right, that was him,
Yeah,
not you.
yes.
You don't sound too sure
Yeah,
about it.
I mean, it's got a 5.2 in IMDb, but it also has a 27% on Rotten Tomatoes. So there's
Yeah.
a chance you could like it. There's a chance. Yeah, for people that don't know, the Rotten Tomatoes percentage thing is apparently the likelihood of someone liking the movie.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, not the percent of people that like the movie.
No. Oh,
It's the percent. It's the chance of someone liking it. Apparently,
it was just like a prediction. It's just
yeah,
okay.
apparently so. Now I read this somewhere on Reddit, so fact check me if you will. But it seems perfectly plausible.
Well, let me tell you, if I've ever heard of if I have ever heard of a reliable source, it is probably from Reddit.
I completely and wholeheartedly agree.
All right, that's a topic I want to get into. By the way, this all started when we talked about voting, so we're gonna round it off by saying, hey, get out there,
You,
get to the
yeah,
polls,
vote.
vote,
It's
yeah.
important, regardless who you're voting for. Vote for whoever aligns best with your ideals. Not because you want to go for this political party or this one. No, vote for whomever supports your way of thinking.
Well said, Bobby. But what I going off the Reddit thing, I'm genuinely convinced that people on Reddit could probably find the cure of cancer if you gave them like a few months.
Oh, definitely. I mean, okay. I don't want to say definitely to that,
Those guys are
but
fucking nutty.
no. Reddit actually in 4chan have solved a few like missing persons cases or murders or something along the lines of
Yeah,
that.
I
It's actually kind of crazy what a huge conglomerate of internet users can do if they work together, and they remain completely anonymous while doing it.
yeah, me being the what are we? Gen Z? Millennials? I think we're Gen
Um,
Z.
I think just old enough to remember the good episodes on Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network,
That's how we're gonna judge it from
but
now on. Yeah, we have our
but
millennials, then we have the tail end of good Cartoon Network shows.
not old enough to remember 9/11.
Oh, we're not gonna touch that, but
We don't have to, but I'm
maybe
just saying, we
maybe in episode 9/11 we'll bring it up. But we got a few
I'm
weeks
not
till
sure.
then.
That was a little angsty, don't you think?
A little angsty.
It was still a good joke, though,
No.
nonetheless. Honestly, if I had the ability to cue a laugh track, I would have cued it.
Hey, that's what editing's for, baby. That's why we don't do this live.
We're doing it live. What do you mean?
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
We got 500,000 listeners currently, right now.
500,000 listeners. Well, that is a fucking tragedy for
All
me.
right, yeah.
Because now I'm
So,
so anxious. But
speaking of Reddit, though, an article that I saw is the new fully loaded iPad Pro will cost you about $2,227.
hmm? What?
Yeah, an iPad, okay, will cost you once again $2,227 U.S. currency.
U.S. currency. Do
U.S. currency.
do
Now,
you
granted, that is fully loaded. It comes with a 1 terabyte storage, a
Uh,
cellular chip so you can get data on it. It comes with an Apple Pencil. It comes with their keyboard that's $200 for some reason. A
Jesus
case that's
Christ.
$1,000.
Oh, is it
Oh
solid
no,
gold?
no, 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 no. I'm sorry, no, no, no. Scratch that, scratch that. Sorry, I meant to say the base cost is $1,000. So you're
Hmm.
adding onto it $1,200 worth of materials to upgrade from a 64 gigabyte hard drive to a 1 terabyte is $750.
How does it make you feel that something you can throw in your backpack has more storage space than your tower? Possibly.
Well, I mean, okay, think about this logically. A 1 terabyte hard drive for a tower will run you about $50. Okay,
Yeah,
granted, I'm assuming this is an SSD that they're talking about. And for people at home that don't know, an SSD is something called a solid state drive, which is just a lot faster than your typical mechanical hard drive. It
I'm
has no moving parts.
I'm learning.
You're learning. We're all learning together.
Together. But can you run that number by me again one more time for the cost of it?
So to fully deck it out, it is going to cost you $2,227. This is an article from something called TechCrunch.com, as seen on Reddit.
Sounds
And
reliable.
the tax varies, but I find that insane that you could build a computer for half the cost that will be just as good, if not better, but people somehow still warrant a purchase like this. It
I
it is a tablet. Honestly, they're just marketing it as a tablet, but they're like, "Hey, buy our keyboard with it. Buy the pencil." At this point, you're kind of just buying a two-in-one laptop, but they're just refusing to call it that.
yeah, like I it's sad,
Like
but
it's
like
a
I could I'm sorry. You go.
it's a 13-inch iPad Pro. It's 13 inches. Like it's a big screen. Like the whole appeal of tablets was that you could walk around with them. They'd be easy to hold. Now you're just holding the full laptop screen.
Yeah. I mean like
Anyway,
in reality, you could buy three of the computer that I have now and it would just like equal as much as one of those.
yeah. It honestly it doesn't make sense to me. Like I get Apple products are typically more expensive, and you're definitely paying for the brand and
Oh,
the look. But
100%.
how do you justify a $2,227 tablet? Now,
Yeah.
granted, that is fully decked out, but going from a 64 gigabyte to a 1 terabyte hard drive shouldn't be that expensive. Granted, the form factor is very small, so that could, effectively raise the cost because you're dealing with like micro SSDs or just smaller SSDs, which makes sense. But why would anyone do that?
You
You
also
know,
you got to think, I'm pretty sure the only like two people that are going to buy that is stay-at-home moms so they can probably read when they're at their kid's soccer game or like business owners. And like if you're owning a
well, okay.
business, yeah,
See,
I
that
think
makes
that's
sense.
good.
If you got cash to burn, $2,227 isn't that much, but it
Yeah,
is for an iPad.
it's nothing to me. That's
Oh yeah,
chump change.
High roller Daniel.
It's coming out. It's falling out of my Oh, wait. Oh, oh, yeah. Sorry. 5,000 fell out of my pocket. Let me pick that up really quick.
Oh shit. But yeah, $2,227 isn't a lot. But when you're talking about an iPad, it really is.
Yeah,
You know,
that
and
kills me.
especially when they come out with a new iPad every year or two or 3 years or however, whatever. Like it's not like a new one won't come around soon enough that will like, you know, up its ante.
Yeah. Well, us as a human species, we are constantly evolving. So
So
give it a year, and we'll probably have something 10 times better than that. Give it 5 years, you'll probably be walking around with like a tower in your pocket.
yeah. Well, I mean, hey, they never thought computers that would be the size of the room could fit in your pocket. Who knows?
Who knows? I'm
Maybe
looking at one right now.
maybe my cell phone could run Black Ops better in 10 years or in 3 years that my PC with a 1070 in
Dude,
could.
my fucking phone could probably run Black Ops better than my fucking computer right now. It's actually
Yeah.
frustrating. Irrelevant, but frustrating.
Speaking of evolving in technology and whatnot, it's an interesting anthropology topic.
Hit me.
Now, do you think humans don't have the need to evolve anymore with the technological advances that we have the ability to make?
Um, I think as a species, we should strive to evolve in a physical manner more than a technological manner.
Well, see, that's the thing. Evolving isn't something that we can control. It kind of just
Bet,
happens.
bet, big bets.
You know, um, and from a strict anthropology standpoint, you know, survival of the fittest and natural selection. That doesn't mean whoever is stronger is the one that lives. No, it's whomever possesses the genes to live in an environment, passes it on to the offspring, and the offspring can survive where others cannot. That is what natural selection, or rather survival of the fittest, is.
Yes.
People evolve without intending to. The environment is what changes them. And I feel that technology has lessened the need to evolve and also changed the evolutionary track that we could have been on. Kind of like what you said, people project in was it 50 million years or whatever that we'll all look like we'll have like olive skin and yellow eyes with
Oh,
the
we'll look like
nappy hair.
the fat people from Wally.
No.
Okay.
More of like an ethnic blend type of deal. Anyways,
Oh, like we all
you know,
just like we commit like a cultural Pangea.
kind of exactly. There won't be different race slash ethnic groups. We'll all just kind of slowly blend into one,
Hmm.
which I find interesting. But granted, 50 million years from now, who knows? Or 500, whatever the number is, I won't be around to see
I
it.
was gonna say, hopefully I'll be dead by then.
Who knows? It could be a total movie, anime, comic scenario where, you know, 500 years from now, if you possess a certain gene, you can have superpowers. Who knows? I don't know.
What would you
I mean,
do? How upset would you be if, say, like 80 years from now, they develop like superpowers and you just passed, so you missed like the deadline on it?
honestly, I feel like if there is a higher power, and I don't want to talk about this, if there was, I deserve a redo. If so, there
Dude,
is no way that we can grow up in this day and age that has so many media where people have superpowers and all this fantasy jazz and die as it becomes a reality for us.
oh yeah. You get your own real life anime and then God is just like, nah, bro, you
Nah,
come with me.
I would. My anger would be infinite.
Oh, what's that vine? My anger, or no, it's the fucking report of the week. My anger is immeasurable, and I am
My
beyond
day is
ups.
ruined.
Yeah, my day is ruined.
Yeah, or is it my something like
I
that?
think yeah, I think it's my day
Any,
is ruined. But
but
anywho,
yeah, if something were that to happen, very angry, Donnie over here wouldn't be happy in any way.
Donnie Darko does it.
I would just die angry. There is not a doubt in my mind.
They lay you down, you're in the coffin, and you're just like pouting. And they're like, "What?
That would be it. That'd be it. There would be
You save to release your bowels till everyone's around, just to piss them off."
like my last words, even to my family, would just be "fuck you," because I'd be that mad.
Plug me
I could
back
be,
in.
I could be, looking at my legacy, and if I found out that that little twerp of a 12-year-old is able to like airbend or whatever, and society's changed into some amazing thing that I've wanted since I was a kid,
Dude,
I
right?
would just be a very angry person.
Like you have like a super successful life. Like, uh, the Don has been known for his numerous successful feats, such as a Nobel Peace Prize, his successful podcast, his numerous books, and curing cancer. But this motherfucker couldn't fly with the rest of us.
Dude, honestly, now if something like that could happen, that'd be lit. I'm gonna say lit because it would be lit.
I like lit. I like lit here. I think it's the best word you
But
could have used.
hear me out here.
Listening.
There would be like, it's interesting in like anime and movies and comics and whatnot. When that scenario happens, X-Men kind of explores it a little bit, but like the first people that start manifesting these powers, the world must be in a crazy state.
Yeah.
Like countries are trying to like hoard all the power users or whatever and whatnot. Like X-Men scenario, not good. But if it's like an anime scenario, like a My Hero Academia, that would be bueno. Like I could
Yeah.
live with that.
It's one of those things where it's like if everyone's not okay with it, it's not gonna work. But I think like
Oh yeah,
regardless, even if the scenario, I like it's entirely like I doubt it'll ever happen. But if
it's
like
a
that scenario,
hypothetical. But it's a fun
yeah,
hypothetical.
hypothetical, I'm just kidding. I'm full on board with this. 10
Hell
years from
yeah,
now when I'm
we're
rich, I'm dissecting frogs and turning them into super
well.
frogs.
Okay, speaking of rich, okay, Elon Musk.
Elon
He
Musk.
he has come out as an anime watcher. He's watched a decent few.
Is this
He said he's liked
confirmed?
it.
Is like I
Yeah,
thought he was just like not
his
hacked.
genuine his genuine Twitter,
I could see. I
I
know. I
believe.
remember him saying like, "All right, everyone, send me dank memes," and then people were sending him like, they were dank, but not the wholesome dank.
Yeah, he said I believe the quote is I said dank is not darkest or something like
Mm.
that. Now, he's been on this track since he smoked weed on Joe Rogan's podcast.
It's the
All I'm
wrong
saying
timeline.
is
Joe Rogan
is
fucked Elon Musk.
anime and weed are connected. Joe Rogan has just steered off the last hope of humanity. Instead of making clean energy, he's trying to genetically engineer cat girls. He is trying to make Sword Art Online VR a reality. It's
You,
the darkest timeline for the future, but let's be honest, the brightest one for us.
agreed. Elon Musk 2020. Oh, you know what? Speaking of voting, what do you think the 2020 election is going to be? I'm thinking we're pitting like Kanye versus The Rock, and we see who wins. That seems the
Honestly,
pace we're
I
going
would be
on.
okay. I'd be okay with that, but I'm not. Now, I don't want to get too into politics at the moment, but I'm not really one for having celebrities as political figures.
No, I think it's pretty bullshit, but I do like the scenario that in like the next election and the rest of the elections, it's not even going to be about like, oh, who's going to do the best for our country? It's like, all right, who's the best
Uh,
looking? Who's the most
yeah, just a
popular?
huge popularity contest.
Yeah. Hey,
You know,
I'm
it
oh, oh,
a celebrity has potential to do well in political office,
like Kim
but I just
Kardashian.
feel I just feel like having a celebrity in the polls is just kind of like people won't really look at their policies or their plan. They'll just vote based off of who they are.
Oh yeah, entirely.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean,
like me
let's just like
personally.
I would vote for Kanye. I mean, then again, he's kind of going off the deep end slightly.
All right, wait, you're
Um,
telling me if it was The Rock versus Kanye, you'd go Kanye.
I mean, I guess I would have to go The Rock just
Thank
because I
you.
feel like every UN meeting, like he's a big guy, and I just kind of want to see what he would look like in like a full blown suit all the time.
Mm. I
You
imagine like, and if someone tried to assassinate him, he just like the massive amount of muscle he has would just absorb the bullets,
know.
which is
Oh my.
that's actually probably like a scary scenario because like if he's running like a dictatorship, we really can't take him down. But
Yes, because The Rock is in fact the first superhuman from our scenario before. It's starting today.
The Rock, it was born in a lab. I'm starting to sound like Alex Jones, but you know what? That's okay. He's
The
censored. I
chemicals in
gotta
the
bring
water
it.
turn The Rock strong. You know, I've been looking at Elon Musk's Twitter. On the 21st of October, he said Twitter is Dark Souls of social media, Reddit is Bloodborne, and Instagram is Zelda. That's an actual quote.
Can I interject on that?
Yeah, go for it, dude.
Um, what the fuck?
You
How
know,
I okay, no.
smoking weed with Joe
No,
Rogan has opened his
it's
eyes.
probably fucking meth, dude.
Okay, I
I don't
don't
think
know.
weed does that to you.
Well, no, dude. He's probably been so tightly wound. Elon Musk was the guy that founded PayPal.
Is that what he's
You
fearing?
know,
Okay, I'm gonna be entirely
that's
honest with you. I have no idea where Elon Musk got all his money.
yeah. Elon Musk's first project, I think, was PayPal, and then I think Best Buy bought that out,
And then
and then
Tesla
he no,
later in the timeline.
I believe that was later. I'm trying to think. Come back to that real quick.
We'll come back. We'll come back to Elon Musk and his endeavors.
Yeah, right. No, yeah, it was PayPal and then Solar City, I want to say, which was his like clean energy movement, like solar panels and stuff.
Oh, so he's not that bad.
And then he's been working on like the hyperloop. He's got his fingers in a lot of different pies, but he's making leaps and bounds in every aspect.
What was that saying? I've never heard that before.
You never heard that before?
I've never heard fingers in too many pies.
Well, like I said, I'm your 30-year-old host here to bring you the best old person references.
Well,
I don't know. I could be wrong. I could have made that up. Who knows?
plot twist. Subtract 30 by 10, and you have this man's age. I'm doxing you. His address is also.
Steering back on track. Yes, Elon Musk is I wouldn't say he's on a Kanye level of what's going on with this guy, but honestly, him just accepting meme culture and internet culture
It's
is
good for the
interesting.
culture.
Honestly, on October 14th, he said it's time to create a mecca. That's not good.
Um,
That just sounds like an Iron Man scenario where every country's trying to rush to make their own mecca.
Dude, could you fucking imagine if we get like a Iron Man reboot and it's just Elon Musk in the suit? He's like,
Well,
oh
Elon
my.
Musk did have a cameo in Iron Man 2. It was
I
brief.
I do remember that actually. Iron Man
Yeah.
2 is kind of bad though. IMO.
Honestly, pretty bad.
I think all of
No,
them are. Yeah.
I don't think I knew who Elon Musk was at the time when it came out. He wasn't really in the news much
No,
around then.
he was just rich, but now he's
I,
calling
I mean,
divers pedophiles and loving anime, so he's got that going for him.
maybe he's trying to find himself. Maybe this is, retribution for him calling that diver a
A
pedophile.
ped an anthropod.
Yeah,
Not that.
he's
Yeah,
a crustacean.
he's a fucking crabs. Elon, Jesus, what are you doing?
But yeah, Elon, you keep doing you,
You,
guy.
Elon, if you want to talk about it, you can come on the podcast. We can have a great time. Just call me. You have my number. Email me. Um, I was gonna say cyber me, but that's we don't use that term anymore. Don't like that one.
Negative.
All right. Hey, I got a question for you, Bobby.
What's that?
Um, when it comes, all right, it's a lonely Saturday night. No one's home. It's nice and chilly. You got one snack to go to. What are you going for?
One snack.
One little snack, like a little bag of something. What are you feeling?
All right, so it's not something I can make, but it has to be something that's ready.
Yeah, I'll ask you that after. I'll ask you what's your go-to meal after.
Okay, meal. Okay, so if
You
we're
want?
talking just snacks, pure like we're talking pure comfort level, I don't care about the health.
Yep, 100%.
100%. Now this may sound dumb, but I just love corn chips and a can of Coke, dude.
Fuck's wrong with you?
Okay, now hear me out. Corn chips is just very salty, and the soda doesn't quench your thirst at all. It leaves your mouth gasping for actual thirst quenching liquids.
Like
But
the way you worded that?
see, I said no health at all, but like the corn chips are so salty, like after 12, they stop me from continuing to devour the whole bag.
Ah,
So
I like the way you
in
think.
turn, it kind of like works its way around, I corn chips right now has been my like recent kick when it comes to snackage. I love my fruits though. Like if we're talking anything, I love frozen grapes as a snack.
Mmm.
You
Oh,
know,
mama.
those are good year-round IMO. How about you?
Um, well, if we're going on maybe a little healthier, I do love myself some strawberries, some blueberries. I've been trying to stray away from fruits because I've been a bit of a keto boy lately. But
Oh, how's that going for you?
um, it was terrible for a week. I was like, because
Didn't didn't you break your keto on Saturday?
no, 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 no,
I'm pretty
no,
sure you had a
no, no,
milkshake,
no,
pizza.
no, no.
Mm.
Me? No. It was probably the other guy.
Does
Any?
alcohol break keto?
Oh yeah. Actually, yes.
It
Because
does.
a lot of keto is just you basically starve yourself of carbs, and you
Mhm.
mostly just intake
Oh
fat and
yeah,
proteins, so that
yeah.
instead of
Alcohol definitely is.
yeah, instead of burning instead of burning carbs, you're burning like the fats, basically.
Interesting. Now that's some science for you.
There you
Perhaps
go.
I should give it a try. But then again, I heard it makes you really want to hate yourself.
It's really not that bad because like you can basically eat whatever you want, but the only thing that sucks is you have to cut out fruit for the most part. So like,
Ooh, now I wouldn't be able to do that because like every other day or so, I love a crisp red apple. It just makes my
oh yeah,
mouth feel
yeah.
nice and clean after eating it. It's delicious.
See,
But
I feel different sometimes with that because like red apples make my or no, not red apples, but like green apples make my teeth feel like I don't know how to describe
like
it.
they have like a film on them for.
Yeah,
But I personally, I only really like red apples nowadays.
yeah, you
At least
fucking
when it comes to
hipster.
just eating the straight apple.
I got you.
So back on what we were discussing before though. So how about like what's your favorite like snack to make? Like your go-to comfort
Oh,
food?
my go-to comfort food. That's tough. My immediate answer is goldfish, just 'cause
Ooh,
I'm a big fan
that's
of goldfish. Maybe
okay,
like
okay.
goldfish and a Snapple. That'd be
Okay,
nice.
what about if you were to be making your comfort food?
Oh, if I can make my comfort food, butter based a nice ribeye steak.
Ooh,
A
okay,
little,
not really a snack, but
little fucking pricey and not worth, but I mean,
all right.
I'd love to just hunker down and eat a nice steak, or just some nuggies. Really
Let's be
depends.
honest, bro. My answer's been the same for the last 10 years.
Yeah, I remember.
Quesadillas.
Uh, I remember back in Nam when I had to
Quesadillas.
pull you out of that trench, and you're like, Dan, give me a fucking quesadilla. So
Dan, I need the queso.
I had to chef one up, and you were how we won the Vietnam War. I don't.
Yeah,
It was an untold story. Not a lot of people really
yeah.
recall it, but
Looping back to the superpower thing, yeah, eating quesadillas gives me like a Popeye level of energy boost. And that mixed with the insane amount of cocaine that I was on because Vietnam was hell,
mm,
I single handedly won us the war. Wait a minute. I'm pretty sure that's technically a loss in the books, huh?
um, no,
No, it
no,
definitely is a loss in the books.
no. I remember it was all you had to do was beat down one more person, but
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
the guy's son came out of nowhere and he was like, "Don't kill me, Papa!" And you were like, "All right,
And
shit,
then,
okay."
and then Ghost got shot in the face and they took off in a helicopter.
Um, mm,
That's a reference for you.
Modern
Um,
Warfare 2, okay. Jesus, throwing it back. I like that.
throwing it back.
One thing I want to talk about is our movie night theme that we have going on Saturdays now.
Oh, okay. Let me elaborate for the people that didn't know. So, our group of friends, the frying pan group of friends, we've been trying to get a movie night trend going, to keep us close because in this day and age where everyone's in college, getting married, starting their lives, it's nice to have something that brings us back. See, that slight chuckle was alluded to because
We have one friend that's
only a
married.
select, yeah,
We have
it
one
is, it
random
is.
ass friend who's 22 and married. And it's just like, what the fuck, dude? I'm 20 and I don't have my life in order. How are you doing this?
But we love him nonetheless. He's a good
Uh,
example.
I love my boy. Love my
But
father
yeah,
figure.
so we've been having like movie nights for the last 2 weeks, and we're kind of slowly getting working out the kinks. The first one, it was like, okay, let's just get fucked up, and
And we
you
almost
know,
killed our friend, but we'll save that for another episode.
oh yeah, stay tuned. You gotta stay tuned for that. The story of a man coming back from the black.
That's the best way to
But
describe it.
the next week, we actually watched a film that was Kingsman Golden Circle, which I think was pretty good. But I was managed or let me reiterate, I was one of the select few that's able to stay awake for the full 2.5 hours that movie had to offer.
It was
Now, I'm
just
not saying the movie dragged on for too long.
It did.
It's just when there is 8 people in a room watching a film under some form of influence that will remain unnamed, you
Understandable.
start getting a little sleepy. And then when you've had a milkshake on top of pizza, it kind of really, really gets you sleepy. So only a few of us managed to stay through the whole thing. And then afterwards, I know not everyone is into gaming and whatnot. We were able to watch the semifinals for the League of Legends Worlds tournament. Sadly, NA got freaking smacked down,
Yeah, little bit
but
of a bullying, but it
the West is
happens.
still in there. The West is still in there.
Yeah. We'll
So
we'll
that's
have to decide how our core audience resides with League of Legends.
League of Legends. One of the sole reasons why the frying pan name came up because it makes you toxic.
Indeed. It is also how I met this wonderful man. Almost. Well, in a in
Almost.
in like a roundabout kind of way.
So let's take it over to Reddit. There was an Ask Reddit today of what generally well-liked celebrity or athlete has had a dark past that many of us may not know about. That was the question posed by user might underscore not underscore be underscore me.
Okay.
Now, the reason why I want to bring this up is because I am scrolling to find it as we speak. Because there was a celebrity in there.
Dude, I can think of so many celebrities that just like I imagine they've probably killed like 3 people and it's just under wraps.
It's kind of like one of those. There's a movie called Hostel where people pay, like in Europe, they pay for these people to get kidnapped and then they hunt them down and murder them or whatever you think
Oh
people are famous.
yeah. Yeah.
But okay, yeah, I want to talk about Mark Ruffalo.
No.
Okay, now hear me out. He's a great guy.
What
He
a
plays the Hulk in the Marvel franchise and or the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and he found out that he had a brain tumor right around the time when his wife was about to give birth to their first child. Then his brother was murdered, or OD'd. The user who posted this was not really sure. And he was in a bad financial situation until he got the Marvel role. And I just wanted to say that, all people need is a chance and a little bit of luck, and you can make it. I thought that was nice. It made an otherwise darker thread on Reddit kind of bright. I just kind of want to bring that up.
Hey, I like that. Mark Ruffalo, hey man, unlucky. Win some, you lose some. If you want to come on the podcast, talk about it, hey, you're more than welcome to. You know how to reach me.
I,
You have my AIM. Do you remember AIM? Were you ever on that?
AIM. Honestly, I was not old enough to really be of use
Oh,
because
what?
all my friends at the time probably didn't even have their own computer.
Mm,
So,
what about
I'd be hunkering down in the living room. Mom, I got a message my friends on AIM. And she'd be like, negative.
No, you didn't.
You'll give us a virus. That was always my mom's thing, is like she's always concerned about cybersecurity and
Yeah,
whatnot.
my dad's terrified that every time he opens like Internet Explorer that he's gonna get like his life taken away from him.
Oh, I know. It's actually it's sad just because they genuinely do have a fear of being on the internet because of this.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like,
It's
you know, go for it.
Yeah, exactly. If my credit card gets leaked, it gets leaked, right?
Dude, that's oh fucking. I
I
used
actually,
I used to be my mental with things are just like, hey man, it happens, it happens. Oh, I
you
lost my
know,
credit card. Oh well.
I I spent about 6 weeks in New York over the summer, and actually, while I was there, smack dab in the middle, my debit card did get stolen while I was there.
Really?
And yeah, and someone tried to pull out a $998 purchase from Macy's in California.
How the
And thankfully, the company that I use, the bank, was like, okay, well, he's not in California because I'm on the other side of there. I'm on the East Coast.
hmm.
So they're like, okay, and they shut my card down before it could before any money could get withdrawn. So it saved me that trying to get my money back, which is nice.
I
But
always wonder how like when people make those big purchases, how they think like it's just gonna go under the radar.
well, apparently, now I'm not saying I'm a scam artist or anything. You're supposed to make a few purchases in the area that you plan to over a period of time, so the system doesn't really catch on.
Yeah,
Now, apparently,
I've
when you
heard that
go on
too.
vacation, you're supposed to tell your bank, "Hey, I'm going to be in this location for a while," just so they don't just shut your account down if they see purchases in like Bermuda or some shit.
Yeah.
But it happened to me, and honestly, it rattled me. So I make fun of my parents and grandparents for having this fear, but it freaked me out because for about 3 days I didn't have access to my account. You know, I was
Mm.
out of state. I had to verify that I was who I was when I had no formal documents, no birth certificate, no social on me. All I had was a license.
Oof.
You know,
Yeah, that's one of those scenarios where you don't realize how like scary it is until it happens.
exactly. So it's not a joke, but it is a joke in a way.
Yeah.
Just
I
because, like, go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say I think there's a difference between like having your credit card stolen and opening
Be
opening Google
Yeah,
Chrome and then you think
yeah, true.
you got to give the Nigerian prince $900.
Those scams actually worked back in the day,
Yeah.
apparently.
Well, they work on old people because they
It's
just
scary because so one of my old people in my life, my grandmother, it's something that would definitely work on her if it was like back in the day before she got all afraid of the whole internet thing.
mm,
Do you want to try and wrap it up?
I think we can wrap it up.
Do you want to?
Hey, I'll take the reins here, champ.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for tuning into episode 0 of the Frying Pan podcast. Um, if you would like to see more or let us know what you want to see, you can rate us 5 star on iTunes or write us a review, or you can message me on YouTube. There will be numerous places that this podcast goes up, but I'll just have to, I'll keep you posted. If you want any updates, you can follow me on Instagram at a DCVRZ. I'll probably post something there or on Twitter. Um, don't even know what my Twitter handle is, so that's a little unlucky. Um,
Yeah, I'm lucky.
yeah, anything you want to say?
Well, that's all for me. I probably introduced myself as Donnie, but Daniel calls me Bobby. I go by a lot of different names in the group, but you could probably expect to hear me be called either Donnie, or Bobby, either or. As for social media, not yet, friends. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. It was a great time. I had a nice time. I feel like this is something that we can actually do. We
Mm,
did have a thing planned out to go through, but I felt like a more organic thing, and Dan obviously did too, would be better for us. And we'll see where that goes. We'll see how people respond to that.
yeah,
But overall,
I don't think we do too good at planning. I think we just get like an idea and just kind of wing it. Not wing it, but like be
go with it. Yeah.
creative, improv.
I did some good on the spot Googling. Who
Oh yeah,
knows?
I respect. Yeah,
But,
you're like, and what I'd like to talk about. Respect
but
it.
all right, folks. I've been Donnie.
I've been Dan.
Catch you on the next episode.
Bye bye.